Controlled Chaos here. I want to go over the top 3 MMOs I'm excited for that are in a playable state right now. Number 1 is Monsters and Memories. This MMO harkens back to the original EverQuest days. The days where you had to find groups just to really fight mobs that were equal to you or above. And it's really cool because this is actually being developed by developers that have worked on EQ in the times before it became a lot easier to play. And they've done a really good job. It has that look and feel of EQ, which I like. It has the death penalties that EQ has. And they've even changed it and made it a bit harder in the fact that in original EQ, when you respawn from being killed, and were a caster, you'd have access to all your spells. Monsters and Memories changes that and evens the field for casters and warriors by giving casters a spell book, and the spell book is on your corpse. So you have to run back with nothing, just like the melee classes, the warriors, the rogues and monks and stuff like that. And that's really cool. I like that concept that they evened out that playfield in that way. I like the fact that they're actually keeping to the feel and look of EverQuest is really nice. It means that lower end computers will easily be able to play this game. And the fact that they are currently doing play tests. There is a nice little chunk in there. Not everything's complete. They aren't in an alpha state. They're in more of a pre-alpha state at this point, and they schedule out their test times. So if you're interested, check on the link down below, join their Discord so you can see when they have the tests going on and stuff like that, so you can join in on them. Now let's go on to number 2, Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. The reason I like this is because it's another successor to EverQuest. Not only that, but the man that made EverQuest popular, Brad McQuaid, worked on this game. He worked on this game until his unfortunate death. And he's put in and made changes that he thinks would feel right for the momentum forward of how EverQuest should have gone. In the fact that, okay, make it just a little bit easier in the earlier levels as you're getting to learn the game so you can solo a bit, but then later on make it harder so you have to create that group environment, which he felt is what made MMOs and why I really like. Some of the great changes that they've made in Pantheon Rise of the Fallen is you still can't see who quest givers are, but when you interact with them to do shopping or something like that, they'll actually bring up a quest panel if a quest is available by them, which is really nice. There's no longer this /hail to see if they have a quest. You see it in the regular chat window and then have to type out certain phrases to get the quest to move forward. And that's really nice. The fact that they're bringing out a dialogue tree, which is not in the game yet because it is in early access. It's in its alpha stages. So there's still some gameplay mechanics missing that interest me, but they also updated the graphics. The graphics look more modern. It has an artsy feel to it. Doesn't have a realistic graphics feel, which I personally like, an art style feel to it, because then you're not dating the game. I've said that many times in many videos and live streams. So I like that fact. I like the fact that different races and different classes have their own little areas where they start off in is really nice and brings me back to that original EverQuest feel, and that's really good. The difference that they did is that also when you die and you respawn, you have all of your equipment and gear that you were wearing at the time on you, but all of your bag and all of your inventory is left on your body. So you have to go back and get your body. And just like with Monsters and Memories and EverQuest, when you die, you lose some experience. So you candy level, and that's sort of a nice penalty. Some people complain about it. I think it's a fair penalty. It puts more risk into making sure you don't die as often, which is why I like those types of penalties. So if you're interested in this game, go check out the game down in the description below. I will have a link to their website and to their Steam page in case you want to pay for the game and give the game a try yourself. The third game I want to talk about is Stars Reach. And the reason Stars Reach interests me is because it's being made by Raf Costner. Raf Costner was the designer that was involved in Ultima Online and the head designer for Star Wars Galaxies. And Star Wars Galaxies I loved playing before they put in the classes, before they made the major changes to it. And the reason why I liked it before then was it was all skill based. You worked up these different skills, and based on what skills you chose and what you did determined your class and what you did. It had that MMO feel that I liked because of the fact that it wasn't all get together for combat. It was get together, hang out at a bar, watch some entertainers, go to the doctor and hang out there and get healed up. Crafters mean something in Star Wars Galaxies. Crafters were how you got the better gear, and Stars Reach is going to be bringing all of that into the game, and I really like it. It is currently in pre-alpha, and in a few months, we don't know how long, they just said a few months, so it could be anywhere from 2 to maybe 6 months down the road, they're planning on getting it into an alpha state. And that's really nice. They got a lot in there, and the game already feels fun. I'm already in the pre-alpha test of this, and I play this every time a pre-alpha comes up to play. And I'm enjoying myself, and I enjoy it on so many factors, not just the combat factors, which most MMOs I enjoy, and I ignore the crafting side of it and the harvesting side of those other games. This game, I enjoy the harvesting, mainly the mining. And the reason why I enjoy the mining is there's a lot of intricacies to it. You do things like prospect to find where the material is. Then you have to dig into the ground to get those ores or to get that marble and stuff like that. And there's dangers involved with it and things like that that just make it a lot more enjoyable. Plus it has that whole entire thing of needing to craft the better gear. Mobs do not drop anything. They drop resources to use for crafting, and I like that change. I think that's really cool, and that's really unique that I haven't seen in any MMO to date, and makes it really fun. And the fact that this is a sci-fi MMO, so they're able to come up with the resources that you won't see in most, especially fantasy MMOs, because they have like anti-gravium in here and stuff like that. That really helps out to make things. They allow you to have something that's like a jetpack called a grav mesh, which allows you to fly around. You got a grappling hook, which very few fantasy games are starting to introduce into their games, and it makes it fun for traversing. But they plan to add a lot more. They don't have everything in the game because, like I said, it's pre-alpha. But Stars Reach is the #1 game I'm really excited for. And to let you know, they are wanting to do an early access and get more testers in. They're limited right now because of resources. They're spending the little money that they have now to work on the game. And so they're doing a Kickstarter to help bolster those resources so that they can get more servers to bring more people in, because they have about 10,000 people on the wait list to get into testing this game, and they can't bring those players in because they can't spend the little money that they have to get more servers. They need to spend that on developing the game, and I think that's a smart choice. Spend it on developing the game instead of bringing more testers in is a smart choice. So if you want to help them out, go to the link down below in the description for the Kickstarter for them, and right now it's just in a follow status. They don't even have it fully up and going, and just follow them so that when it is up and they got their rewards and stuff like that, you can make the decision on whether or not you want to back the project. And they have stated themselves that is not Kickstarter money that they're only using. They're still looking for investors, but it's hard to convince investors in the gaming environment right now with so many gaming companies laying off staff and shutting down and stuff like that. Investors are sort of backing off and only wanting to invest in sure things. So by backing the Kickstarter, by wish listing Stars Reach on Steam, they can show that information to the investors and puts more confidence into the game. And the game's backed by very friendly and good developers. One thing that I really like about how they're developing Stars Reach is in most tests, when the test servers come up, the developers aren't really fully focused in game with you. They're just sort of watching things in the background, how the server's handling and stuff like that. Stars Reach developers, there are some that are doing that, but then there's some that are actually in a Discord chat with us, talking with us. And when we mention a bug, they'll come running to come check it out to see what effect it's doing, see if they can get to happen and stuff like that. And they're helping out with the testing so that they can quicker turn around and fix these bugs. But they're also joking around with us. They're very friendly. They don't mind us asking questions. They don't mind us joking around, and they even say it in the bug report. Post a bug, send us suggestions, or just joke around with us in the bug reporting system. And that's really cool to see in development. That's another reason why Stars Reach is my number one go-to game that I'm most excited for. I want to thank you for watching and have a great day.